Yesterday, we talked about the 5 patterns of words that build. Today, we have to look at the other side of that coin because if you don't know the patterns that break people, you'll keep using them without noticing. And the damage that you do, it adds up faster than you think. I want to be careful with this whole conversation. I'm not here to make anybody feel terrible about what they said last Tuesday or any time in the past. We've all said stupid things that we wish we hadn't. That's just part of being human and part of living. And the point of today isn't about guilt. The point is to see the patterns so we can stop running them on autopilot. We can just end saying those things. Now, we're going to go over 5 patterns of words that break. See if any of these sound familiar. The first pattern is labeling or labels, especially the always and the never labels. You always do this. You never listen. You're just like your dad. The minute you use those words, you stop describing what just happened and you started defining who somebody is. That's a different conversation. People fight back hard when they feel like their whole identity is on the line or they feel attacked over one brief comment in a moment. Critique a behavior, not the person. And that's the move. Stick to the facts and only use facts. The second pattern is sarcasm dressed up as humor. And this is kind of a sneaky one because when somebody calls you out on it, you can say, I was just joking. But everybody in the room knows there was something really hidden underneath that joke. Sarcasm is the most plausibly deniable way to take a shot at somebody. Marriages slowly die from sarcasm long before they die from anything dramatic. Kids stop trusting you when sarcasm is what you reach for first. Cut it out of how you speak to the people you love. It's not loving. Pattern 3 is silence as a punishment. This one is words in the negative. It's what you don't say. When somebody close to you knows they've messed up and you give them the cold shoulder for 3 days, you're using silence as a weapon. That's not the high road of behavior. That's a punishment delivered in a way you think you can't be held accountable for. Have the conversation. Say what's actually going on. Silence is the most destructive sentence you can deliver. It's not helping anything. It's making it worse. It's throwing fuel on the fire. The fourth pattern is comparison. Your brother doesn't have this problem. My ex-husband used to handle this differently. Look at so-and-so is doing with their life. Comparison is a poison. It pretends to be motive. What it actually does is teach people that they're being measured. And they're being measured against somebody else that they can never really become. Anybody you love deserves to be seen as themselves, not as a worse version of somebody else. Let the people be themselves. Don't try to turn them into somebody else. Be the best you can be. And that's what I encourage my kids every day is be the best you. And that means not comparing people to one another. The fifth pattern is naming somebody's worst version as their identity. This is a really cruel one. It's when somebody is going through their worst season and you call them by the name of that season. You're a quitter. You're a screw up. You can't keep a job. You're not telling them who they are. You are locking them into who you've decided they are. And if you do it enough, they start to believe you, especially if they're your kid, especially if they're your spouse, especially if there's somebody who looks up to you. I want to say something hard here. The most damaging, breaking words I've ever encountered weren't aimed at me by somebody else. They were aimed at me by me. The whole season I was paralyzed, fighting back from being sick. The voice in my head was the loudest critic in the room. You won't walk again. You're done. You should have seen this coming. You're not the man you were. Nobody outside me said anything here. They were my own words, my own mouth. The voice in my head said them to me. We're going to talk about that whole self-talk piece in detail tomorrow because it's its own beast. It's a big one. I want you to see it for what it is. The voice you used on other people and the voice you use on yourself are actually the same voice. They're usually the same thing. If you can't speak kindly to yourself in the bathroom mirror, it's going to be very hard for you to speak kindly to your spouse in the kitchen or to your kids. How do you start cutting these patterns out? Well, there's 3 things. First, notice the pattern in real time. That's hard at first, but it gets easier. Every time you catch one, even after you said it, pause. Don't beat yourself up. Just notice it. And that's how it changes. Second, apologize when you slip. What I said wasn't right. I'm sorry. I love you. Let me try again. That's it. No excuses, no. But you started it. Just a clean apology. People can forgive almost anything when the apology is real. Don't fake it. Third, replace that broken sentence with a built one. Find a pattern from yesterday and use it as a do-over. That's how you build something different over time. Today's homework, pick the pattern you've been using the most without realizing it. Name it for yourself. And that's all I'm asking today. Then just commit to catching it the next time it comes out, or it tries to come out. Catch it and stop it. If it does come out, apologize. Tomorrow, we'll go inside. The most important conversation of your life is the one you're having with yourself. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.